Well, it wasn't Gogeta, but I was pretty close. Turns out Tamashii had one more event-exclusive surprise for our wallets this year, the New York Comic Con Vegito Blue. And I'm sure I can hear the collective groans and applause from everyone on this one. Real quick before I give my own thoughts and y'all start mashing your keyboards about how much you hate event exclusives, let me read off what we know about this Vegito, now that Tamashii has given us more info. For this release, Vegito Blue will be available October 17th through the 20th. He is rocking a beautiful pearlescent finish with translucent hair, and he's going to come with 4 faces in total, 4 sets of hands with 2 extra for the left hand, a final Kamehameha effect piece, and in place of his spirit sword, we get a unique blue aura effect. For all of this, Vegito is going to run about 9,000 yen, or roughly 90 USD before tax. Tamashii has also stated that there is no limit on how many pieces you can pick up, God forbid you want more than 2 at most, and going off of the past NYCC releases, the figure will more than likely be available for pre-order on P Bandai after the event concludes with a release date of late Q1 or possibly early Q2. Okay, now that I gave you all the update, let's talk about the figure. I'm in the camp that's grateful that Vegito is getting more love, especially seeing as this is one of the most sought after figures in the line despite issues folks have with the V-cut not being deep enough, or his neck peg causing his head to sit up too high. Hopefully they fix it this time around, but it doesn't look like they have. Now, I was seriously debating picking up another 2020 Vegito Blue, and then Tamashii dropped this version on us, which I don't care who you are, this finish looks 10 times better than the original. Some may be disappointed he's not inspired by his Buu Saga appearance, which I get, but as I stated in my update post on this, the color scheme is giving me Evolution Blue Vegito vibes, and I love it. It's almost like they're taking a stab at Demoniacal Fit saying, hey, we see you, but here's this. Anywho, now let's touch on the elephant in the room. He's an event exclusive, and like the 2020 release, is going to be locked behind P Bandai when pre-orders drop. A lot of folks that live in areas not supported by Premium Bandai are going to be hurting on this one, especially when a majority of those who could benefit from this release are going to have to resort to the scalpers. As for the price tag, $90 is a bit absurd given that the 2020 version originally went for $60 and this year's Goku was $100, but he also came with the most accessories that I think I've ever seen for an SH Figuarts. Now, Goku is probably an inexpensive mold for Bandai to produce at this point, and the real money was probably put into developing Nimbus, Gohan, and the unique head sculpts for Goku. Jiren and Trunks, however, got the pearlescent treatment this time around. Trunks was missing a Sword of Hope effect piece, and Jiren had no real changes from his original release. That said, these two both clocked in at $75 a piece, and I honestly don't believe that the paint jobs are that expensive to produce, given that the original 2.0 Kaioken Goku had a candy apple red paint job and retailed for 35 USD. The red aura that Tamashii teased with that Goku came out at the same time he did, and was sold separately for roughly $30. So if you bring everything together, roughly $65 before tax. In my opinion, this year should have been the year of the aura, where all 3 of the pearlescent releases got an aura effect piece to complement their finishes, much like the NYCC Broly and Goku. Would that have caused their prices to go up? Probably. But as some have voiced in their own opinion pieces, these event exclusives are some of the weakest releases to date. Speaking of, the pre-orders are still open on Goku, Jiren, and Trunks with no limit on how many pieces you can order. So what does that tell you? I'm sure there are folks out there that are not going to think twice about shelling out money for this Vegito, and for me, this is a no-brainer. As next to Broly, Vegito is my favorite character. But I get the sentiment of those who have made it their goal to pick up at least one of each figure, or those of you who have just started collecting. I'm not going to lie, at times, this is an expensive hobby to be a part of, and it becomes more apparent each year. While I'm happy that event exclusives give new and veteran collectors alike the chance to play catch-up, more people are being priced out of the hobby, and I myself find it hard to dip into other IPs like Naruto, Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster Arts, or the recently announced Yu Yu Hakusho line, because I'm forcing myself to keep up with this line due to FOMO. Anywho, those are just my thoughts. Real quick, one last update that's more of a reminder for those of you who will probably be in the New York City area for the con, or are simply wondering when the recently announced Super Saiyan Goku Z Warrior Tamashii Nation store exclusive goes live. Whew. Can we please, figure out the names? I'm sick of it. I'm looking at Super Saiyan God Goku in front of me, and he says, Super Saiyan God, Son Goku, Saiyan God, instill with the light of righteous hearts. Goku will start being available for purchase in store starting Friday, October 18th, a day after the NYCC event starts. So keep your eyes peeled if you plan on picking him up. He's going to be retailing for around 50 USD, comes with 3 faceplates in total, with 2 head sculpts and 5 sets of hands. If you need a Goku to round out that Z Warrior display and recreate the ending of the intro, this is the one to get. And that's going to do it for the news. If you haven't already, kindly hit the like button and subscribe as it helps me out and keeps the channel growing. Plus, I've got other videos on the channel and more to come. I'd also love to hear your thoughts on Vegito and the store exclusive Goku. Do you hate event exclusives and wish we got more figures on top of the once a month release schedule, or do you plan on picking this up or passing on them entirely? I'd love to hear your thoughts. But as always, this has been Tweet Reviews, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.